Hey guys, how's it going? I'm really excited today because today is the day that I'm going to do a review on my Truman Boots in Gaucho moose hide. That's right, moose. This is made of moose leather. Look at that. Look at that skin. Oh my god. The second I saw these pop up on the site, I knew that I was getting them. I just knew. I was enamored with the texture, the color, the contrasting brown tongue against that nice, almost whitish colored leather. I mean, just look at the striations in the leather, that texture. I mean, that's unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. This angle is really, I love this angle right here. Check this out. Get real nice and close up on there. Look at all that character it's got. I mean, fresh out of the box, easily one of the coolest leathers I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, it's just so unique and eye-catching, and you know, it's something that you're not going to see literally probably anywhere else. I've never seen a pair of boots built out of moose hide. I know that some of my followers on Instagram said that they've got some makeups in moose, and that they said it's real easy to break in, real light, and I definitely agree with what they said. This leather, I have to say, I was astounded by how light it is. It's a lot lighter than Chrome XL. Chrome XL is pretty heavy. This leather's very, I don't want to say airy, but it's very light. It's very sturdy though. And Vince at Truman Boots, he's a gentleman and a scholar. He did a full description of the leather on his website. I'll read that here shortly, but I just wanted to get some initial angles and shots on this. And again, I think this boot on that lug commando sole is just brilliant. Look at that. This is just a badass boot right here. Pardon my French, but I had to use it because just to describe these boots. And I Alright, so as you can see, I just threw these bad boys on because you know, I can't just go talking about them without throwing them on. I can't resist the temptation to wear them. So yeah, this is them again. So one thing I did want to mention too, talk about briefly, was here's them walking. Pretty sweet. Yeah, one thing I did want to talk about as well was the difference between a structured and an unstructured toe. So on the description of these, of the moose hide, they mentioned that these are made on a structured toe, and you can see here the structured toe it's got a little bit more. The structured toe has a different shape to it compared to an unstructured. So here's Vibergs. Here's a pair of Vibergs. Now the Vibergs have the unstructured toe. See the difference? It's slight. It's not all that noticeable between the two, but essentially the unstructured toe is sleeker. This one's a little bit more bulbous. The unstructured toe will collapse over time, and you get some nice creasing in there. You can see it starting to form. You get some nice creasing. So as these collapse, they'll collapse down onto your foot and give it a really, really cool look. Whereas these won't. These won't do that. These will maintain their shape throughout the years. And I could attest to that. My original 403 Indies are extremely collapsed, and they look really cool. Now, some people, you know, they try to debate like which one's better, the structured or unstructured. I don't think one's better than the other. Obviously, they make both for a reason, because some people prefer one or the other. I like both. I don't have a strong preference either way. I was originally drawn to the unstructured just because I like the look of the breakdown over time, but there's something really cool and sturdy about a structured toe. So there's no right or wrong answer with this stuff. Also, how rude of me. I didn't even give Truman Boot a proper introduction. So I went ahead and got their website up here because the story is very interesting, and I don't want to get too far into the review without at least giving Truman Boot a proper introduction. So Vince Romano started Truman Boot in 2014 after traveling for 5 years in many different areas of the world. He realized that there is something unique to the skill and a heritage that runs deep in the American workforce. The driving force behind the company is to resist the brain and labor drain that plagues our nation. Lucky. Romano began building this company with that in mind. Truman Boot Company builds by hand less than 2,000 boots annually. They're located out of Boulder, Colorado currently. When they first started, when I ordered my first couple pairs, they were located in Pennsylvania. And he relocated to Colorado. Again, very, very great move, beautiful state. And he decided that, to continue running operations from there. And yeah, he just relocated all of his gear, his equipment. I watched his website and Instagram as he made it happen. It's been a really interesting ride so far, but now he's almost 4 years into it and just keeps coming out with these killer leathers. And I'm pretty loyal to the brand. I have about 4 pairs. Had I gotten started collecting boots earlier, I could probably tell you that a lot more of my collection would be Truman's, just because they're top-notch quality. I'd put them on par with Viberg for sure. And Viberg workmanship and construction is some of the best. So yeah, I definitely think that Vince has all the skills to pay the bills here. And yeah, just the leathers that I've seen him introduce have just been incredible. So yeah, he's constantly updating his website, and he keeps his collection pretty fresh. I do have to give him kudos on that, because his collection is always, you never know what you're going to see on the website. You never get like a standard make or a standard, like my first pair were in black chrome excel. They were cap toes with the structured toe, and he doesn't have those on there anymore. Now he's got a different type of vegetable tanned black boot on there that he's offering. So it's just always changing. But anyways, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. I do want to read a little bit about this leather though, the moose hide. So on the website it says this is a Eurasian elk known in North America as a moose. Characteristics are slightly lighter than the kudu gaucho with less abrasions and markers. This is a thicker hide and more durable. The kudu was insanely durable, and these are a mark above that. So obviously, pretty impressive leather. I mean, to be so light and to be at the same time so durable is pretty impressive in my opinion. Now this is about my 4th or 5th time wearing these, so I can't say much about how they're gonna break in, because I'm just along for the ride like you guys are. But I'm gonna definitely do a follow-up review probably in a year or 2 the more I break these in, because I'm curious as well just to see how these are gonna age. And, just another couple things I wanted to point out about these real quick before I wrap it up is I want to highlight Vince's artful workmanship here. This is something that probably not a lot of people would notice, but look at how the striations here, they kind of go, horizontal, and they line up perfectly with the cap toe. And then that contrasts very nicely against the grain. See how this is sort of more of a smooth portion here? The striations in the leather give a really good contrast here. I think, and this isn't something that he could have possibly planned for. This is to my knowledge, this is something that he would have had to have done on the fly. You know, like he's cutting the leather, he's putting it together, and he says, "Oh, by the way, oh cool, look at the striations here. I'll just throw these, and you know, it'll contrast nicely against the smooth portion. I'll put the smooth portion here, and I'll put the cap toe here, and it'll show the distinction in the qualities of the leather." And I just thought that was really impressive. Again, I didn't confirm this with him, but I'm pretty sure that that's what went on, because both pairs are like that. And I've seen other pairs on Instagram so far, and they look like totally different boots, because just this leather is so unique, and each cut of it is going to be just so drastically different. So you can't expect to have, you know, the same, even when making the same boots on the same last with the same size, you can't expect to have the same boot because of just how unique this leather is. It's truly one of a kind. These are one of a kind. You know, you could order these, and yours are going to be, you're going to get a different pair of boots compared to these. These are going to be unique to me. Yours are going to be unique to you, and that's part of the quality, and that's part of the incentive to getting these, is just you're going to have a boot that nobody else owns, you know, and I think that's really cool. Also, I will say, this isn't a flaw, obviously. I'm not complaining at all, but I did notice that the boots, this leather in particular, does seem to kind of want to stain a little bit. So I did spray these down with nano spray, nano suede protector. I forget the brand that does it, but I spray all my suede boots down with it just to protect them. Just, you know, I don't want to get a coffee spill on these, because I drink, you know, 10 cups of coffee a day. Not really, but close. And I don't want to, you know, spill coffee on these and have that wind up being a permanent stain. Not that I want to keep these pristine, but I do want to keep them unstained, and there is a difference. I don't want to, you know, negligently screw these up, you know. And I did have some burgundy rawhide laces that I wrapped around here. You can probably see it. The burgundy left behind a little bit of its stain there. Not a big deal. I just got a suede brush, or a suede eraser, and I got it out mostly. But you know, not a huge deal. But you can still see where that left that behind. So I actually ended up going back to the stock Truman laces on these, because I didn't want to continue to, you know, make the burgundy rawhide laces crock into the moose hide. I want to preserve that nice white, off-white color that it has. I did also want to give a quick call out to Ryan Faith on YouTube. Ryan Faith, thank you, sir, for reaching out to me and requesting this review. Otherwise, it might have taken me a couple of weeks to get around to doing a review. So yeah, thank you for that, and I hope you all enjoyed the review, and I'll definitely be doing a follow-up to this at some point in the future, so stay tuned. And again, if I am on Instagram, so if you want to watch pictures of these aging over time, you can subscribe to my Instagram and watch these. I'll probably post these probably once a week or as I wear them. So thanks again.